government were told in no uncertain terms by the Americans that we've already got a bill in our parliament that we are going to call the Reassessment of the U.S.-South Africa Relationships Act or Bill. Once that bill is passed, if we believe that South Africa is no longer a friend to America, the President of America will have 90 days to determine if South Africa is a threat to America. And if he decides that South Africa is a threat to the Americans, then he has to declare the National Emergency Act, and he's going to call South Africa a threat to American interests. Once he does that, then he would have been given another 30 days to punish South Africa, because automatically the International Emergency Economic Powers Act would have kicked in. He would have gone under sanctions. That's what the ANC averted when they decided to go into the GNU. Now, I always say to South Africans, the right thing for many Africans who are watching and Pan-Africanists was for South Africa to break the status quo, like what Zimbabwe did, to suffer and to rebuild. It would have chased away a lot of white South Africans. They would have left the land. They would have left their industries. It would have given an opportunity for you to take over those things, but there would be a lot of suffering that would have gone with that. Now, that's what a lot of Pan-Africanists would say would have been the right move. A lot of leftists would have said that that's the right move. But I believe the majority of South Africans would not have wanted that. So the decision made by the ANC was the decision that the people of South Africa, most people of South Africa would have wanted. Keep the jobs, keep the cars, keep BMW in South Africa, keep eating GMOs and food that doesn't belong to you, and keep the status quo, keep drinking, having sex. I think that's what most people would have wanted.
Keep twerking on TikTok.
Now, Zimbabwe decided to go the other direction. And
do you think Zimbabweans wanted what Mugabe gave them? Or at the time, they also wanted
That's exactly what I want to answer.
My apologies.
Most Zimbabweans did not want what Mugabe chose, which is the revolution, the pain, the suffering. Because what happens with the pain, the suffering, you have to break everything down.
Yeah.
After you've broken everything down, you need to build it up again.
Yeah.
Now, it's not only the neoliberals who didn't want that. Even I didn't want that. I guess that's why I jumped for the opportunities I got in South Africa. I didn't want to build.
You ran away.
I didn't want to mine.
You ran away.
I didn't want to farm. I ran away. But yet, the guys that stayed, mined, farmed, they are the billionaires, they're the multimillionaires, they're the Wignells who can buy 6 Rolls Royces. They stayed, they built, they made money in the process. And today, Rothmans or BAT used to be the biggest tobacco company in Africa. It has been overtaken by Simon Radland's gold leaf. That's why Simon Radland
Mafia. Is he part of the gold mafia?
It was an allegation.
Simon Radland, are you not made to that guy?
It was an allegation. So the reason why you see the attack on Radland is he overtook Rupert.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what do you think about that. You see, that is why, guys, when you think of being a president, you must understand one thing, that there are things that the people that are on the ground, they don't know. Okay? Now, as Rutendo was talking here, he's talking about Ramaphosa had let me say, all the presidents, in South Africa, they have got 2 options. It's either you keep the status quo, or maybe you decide to want to change everything. But if you decide to change everything, take over everything, what is going to happen is you are going to have to be prepared to suffer for some years before you even get to a point where South Africa is today, right? That means you have to prepare your people that, listen, guys, we are going to take this decision. We are going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And when we do that decision, it's going to affect us negatively. You're going to have to suffer for some time. Okay? So that means you just have to prepare them. Okay? Other presidents, obviously, which I think in South Africa it's been the case, they decided to keep the status quo. Why? Because they want to keep South Africa going. They want to keep South Africa in good economic, good economic position. All right. The thing is, if they decide maybe to take the other way, not keeping the status quo, what's going to happen there is actually people who are investing in South Africa, people who've got businesses in South Africa, people who are operating in South Africa, businesses, whatever, investment, trading, anything, they will pull their investments. They will pull everything that they've got. South Africa is going to go broke, even though we will be rebuilding. Okay, the rebuilding part is going to take some time. And while it is taking some time, we're going to have to suffer. Okay, so obviously it is clear that other presidents, they decided to keep the status quo. Okay, that is why when you fight a system, guys, you must understand one thing, that there are consequences. Any decision you make as a president, as a minister, as whatever you want to do, you must know there are consequences that you are going to suffer. And if you are not ready for that, don't even go there. It's not wrong. Okay, you can even hear Penwell actually clapping hands for Ramaphosa, for making the decision, which I think sometimes, I know we've got our favorites, we want things to happen in this way, that way, but I can tell you guys, it's not as easy as we think. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you can tell me what do you think in the comment section, and then we can interact over there. Please like, share, subscribe, and thank you for watching. You have a wonderful and a great day. Sharp, sharp, buff it.